Batman and Robin number 20, written by Peter Tomasi, art by Patrick Gleason and Cliff Richards. So this is technically Batman and Red Hood instead of Batman and Robin. And this is just Batman not getting over Damian. So we open up in the Batcave where Bruce is looking over some satellite imagery of some desert structure fortress thing. And we're not quite cut in on what's happening yet. And Alfred calls in saying, Master Bruce, there's a guest here. It's Kelly from last issue. You know, the whole person who was teaching Damien acting, which they do confirm that is what it was. And basically he's like, all right, whatever, I'll be right up. So he comes up and he says, hey, what are you doing here? And she's like, why am I not allowed to see Damien anymore? He's a cool kid and I liked teaching him. And he's like, yeah, well, that has to stop now. I gave you $10,000, which is more than enough to cover the acting stuff. And she pulls out most of the money and is like, nah, here you go. I don't take money I didn't earn. Enough to cover the back lesson, sure. But like, I want to hang out with Damien again. Like, what's the big deal? And Bruce is like, okay, well, why was he taking acting lessons? How about you tell me that? And she's like, I don't know. This is something that he wanted to try to do. He just likes bettering himself, I guess. So she starts looking at like all the pictures and stuff on the mantelpiece and is playing the piano there and saying like, oh yeah, well, it's looks like this is a nice looking family, but I'm wondering if that's all there really is to it. And Bruce basically says like, look, you're not required anymore. And Carrie calls him out and saying like, who made that decision? Is that you or was that him? And Bruce says, he's studying abroad. He left. He's in another country and he won't be back for several years. And Carrie's like, that's weird. He never brought it up. Yeah, nah, he didn't. I guess you're not as close friends as you thought. Anyway, you can leave. And we see Titus come up and immediately takes a liking to Carrie. And she quotes Titus Andronicus, which is where I guess Damien got the name from. And Alfred's like, oh, I kind of like her. She's nice. She knows Shakespeare. So at that point, Bruce doubles down and just says, okay, get out of my house. I tried to be polite. Get out. Like, Alfred will show you the door. Goodbye. And at that point, Alfred's like, hey, I know Damien is not here anymore, but would you maybe like a job walking our dog since he really seems to take a liking to you? And she's like, yeah, sure. What about him? He's like, don't worry about him. So then we see Jason has joined Bruce in the cave as Red Hood, and he's like, hey, in my book there was this whole thing going on where I got like Joker gassed when I came to help after death of the family. Thanks for taking care of me. I'm gonna get going now though because my own book is doing some stuff. See Red Hood 19 after this. And they're like, okay, but Jason, I need your help. Ethiopia, there's this cadre of international bounty hunters. They came after my son. They came after Damien when the bounty was put on his head. I'm going to go teach them that that is not okay. And I want you to join me. And he's like, okay, why? And he pulls out the hood and he's like, because all I'm seeing is red. So they go into Ethiopia, drop in with like a weird bat bike / tumbler, and just start opening fire. And Batman makes the point of hands, elbows, and knees only. Like, no shooting at vital points. And Red Hood's like, yeah, no, totally. I'm all about that. And they just start crippling all these guys. And as they're fighting, basically Red Hood opens up and he's like, hey, it really means a lot to me that you've invited me out here. And like you trust talking to me during such a sensitive time in your life and that you're really opening up. It really is, it means a lot. And he's like, yep, nope, but like, don't thank me. It's no problem. Just keep on beating people up. So at one point, Batman uses some weird electrical thing in his gloves to basically cut all of the nerves in one of the guy's hands so he'll never be able to use them again. And he's like, now I'm leaving you alive so as you can tell everybody else in your group to back off, to never join this again, or I will be back. And yes, I'm leaving everyone else alive too, but like I'm leaving you alive specifically for that purpose. And so he throws him down. They hop back in the Batmobile, and Red Hood's like, okay, well, I mean, that's cool. And after they start driving again, they realize they're not going. Red Hood realizes they're not going back in the same direction. So he's like, Bruce, what's the real reason you brought me here? And he's like, okay, we're coming up on the place where, don't get angry, you died before. And I really don't like thinking about it, but you came back from the dead. Somehow, some way that we barely established in New 52 continuity, you came back from the dead. Can you please tell me what it was so I can use it on my son? And Jason just freaks out, and he's like, why would you think I'd want to revisit this? I have done everything in my potential to move past this. And Batman's like, okay, I don't really care. You may hold the secret to bringing back Damian. You're going to tell me now. And Jason basically just yells at him like, oh, okay, yeah, no, this was what this is all about. It had nothing to do with me. It's just what I'm good for. Okay, cool. So they start just beating the crap out of each other. And Jason's like, why, yeah, no, you lost me. You lost him too. Why is that so different? He's like, oh, he was 10. He didn't have a chance to grow up yet. He's earned that right. And Jason rips off Batman's cowl and says, basically, I want to look you in the eyes when I kick your ass. And Batman just basically gets up, like throws him down to the ground. They throw a few more punches. And Batman is not down, but he says, like, I'm still standing here. And Jason's just like, screw you, man. He takes the car, takes his hood, drives off, leading into Red Hood number 19. And then we see Two-Face for the last page. He flips a coin. It comes up on its good side. And he just says the word no. Don't know where we're going with that, but it's here. I enjoyed it. I think it was good. I do like, and they've shown the cover of next issue is going to be Batgirl, so I do like that this is definitely the 5 stages of grief. The first one, denial. Second one is rage. I think third one's bargaining, so I'm curious to see where we go in with that. I'm enjoying it. I think it's just a swell time. I don't know specifically where things are going to end up, but it's a nice little, just clearly 5-issue arc, and we'll see how he manages to get to acceptance in the end. So art's also good. I give this one like, I'll give it a 7.5. 0.5 is a little bit tenacious, but it's mainly just out of, it's just a big fight scene. But I like how it's continuing this pattern of, no, this is rage. It's supposed to be these 5 stages of grief. And so a big fight scene makes sense. So yeah, 7.5.